Okay, part 2 of my video. So in the first part, we've cut our strips out with scissors. We've inked the edges, so now we're going to trim the ends. So when you trim these, it's important, in my opinion, that you trim both ends as opposed to just trimming one end off if you want to keep it symmetrical. So, okay, this goes on the right page. So because we want the flat part at the top, or you could do it at the bottom actually, because there is a guard down here. This is my favorite trimmer to use. This is the Fiskars Precision trimmer. So let's see if you could either do it at the bottom, or you could just flip it over and do it at the top. I'll go ahead and do that now. So I just want to trim 1/8 of an inch off. So this is 12 inches. So I'm actually going to measure backwards. So I'm going to go to 11 7/8 because I want to trim 1/4 of an inch off total because the page is 11 3/4. So 1/2 of 1/4 is 1/8. So I'm going to trim that off. I'm going to flip this over. Now I'm going to put it at 11 3/4. Okay, so now that one is ready. And we still have to ink it. Don't forget, you have to go back and ink it because I forgot to do that. I forgot to cut it before I inked it. So here we go again. This is, put at the 7/8 mark down here, 11 7/8 mark. Trim it, flip it over. Now 11 3/4. Excellent. Okay, so we're done with that. Okay, so now I'm gonna need to go back and ink those ends. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm on camera here. Okay, so it's gonna go like this. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and glue these down. Again, keeping about 1/8 of an inch away from the edge to eliminate too much glue oozing out the side. Line it up at the corner, the other corner. Press it down. Okay. beautiful. Okay, so the next step would be our photo mats. So in the first video, I showed you how I put the white cardstock, which is just a replacement for the photo. So this is not in the kit. If you purchase one of my kits, the white cardstock represents the photo. It's not in the photo. And I only put a little bit of glue in the center so I can peel it off when I'm ready to add my photos. So I'm just going to place them down. Before I glue, I just want to place everything. So it's doing about a 1/2 inch. I'm just eyeballing it, but about a 1/2 inch away from the edges. So it'll be like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue these down. Again, you can use a permanent tape runner to do this. I just really prefer the liquid glue lately because first of all, it's not going to fall off. Sometimes you get dry adhesive and after a while it all falls off. And I don't know why. It doesn't do it with everything. I've just had to do it with some things. And the liquid glue, it's not going to fall off. And it also makes it stiff and durable, sturdy. It's really nice. I got glue there. I guess it doesn't matter. It's going to get covered up. Except I'm going to be able to take this off. Okay, making sure it's not wet. Okay, again, just about 1/2 inch, give or take, from the edge. Okay. Okay, our photo mats are in place. Now again, when I'm ready to add my photos, all I have to do is peel off the white cardstock and replace it with a photo. Remember, white cardstock does not come in the kit. That just represents your photo. But if you give this as a gift to someone, it would be, it's nice if you want to add the white cardstock. Okay, so now we're going to attach our pieces. There are videos on my channel piecing these together. If you'd like to watch those as you put yours together, might be helpful. Okay, so I always lay them out so I can get a placement. Now these you can glue down as well. I actually like to use the foam squares or foam tape to give a little bit of dimension. Of course, it's going to make your book thicker, especially if you have a lot of, especially if all the pop-ups, all the pages have dimension on them, which mine do. But, oh, I got a little something on his shoe. Oh, it came off. Okay, make sure my hands are clean. I was inking. Okay. So the title, and Mickey overlap just a little. So that's when you decide, do you want title on top or Mickey on top? I don't know. I don't have to overlap. Let's see. I'm close enough to the edge. I'm gonna do it like that. Okay, I'm gonna do the title first. Okay, this is where the tape would come in handy, but I don't have any tape with me. So I'm going to use some foam squares. I like to use a lot of foam squares. You don't have to use as many as I do. Like I said, I prefer the tape because I just like it nice and even. And I feel like if the foam squares are spread out too much, it's not, I don't know. I just like to use a lot. So I don't try, but I usually gauge about 1 sheet per character. I don't necessarily use a whole sheet, but sometimes. So I'll try to spread them out a little bit to conserve. But if you know me, you know I use a lot of foam squares. Okay, I think I'm just going to leave it at that, which is not as many as I usually use. But you really don't need more than that. Okay, peel off the backing. Oh, I forget. I'm going to add the pin to my glue. And when I do this, I always wipe off the tip. Wipe off the pin. I always wipe off the pin when I pull it out anyway, but wipe off the tip. You don't want this to see it's starting to harden. That's what we don't want. Sometimes if it's stuck and you pull too hard, the whole ball could come off and then you're in trouble. Okay, there we go. And you just kind of do that. Make sure it's loose. Done. Okay, let's make sure we got all the tape backing off. Oh, there's one right there. I can kind of tell on the glare because the tape backing is a little bit more matte finish, so if it's really glossy, I know I got it off. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and attach this. I gotta pull this down a little bit. I just want to make sure my words are straight, and sometimes it helps looking at the texture of the cardstock. That sometimes helps to keep it straight as well. Okay, so I'm putting it about a 1/4 of an inch. It looks like maybe 1/4 there and 1/8 there. away from the edge. Press it down. Okay. Oh. This overlaps and I totally forgot to look, although I don't seem to have a foam square there. So because I don't have photos on this yet, I don't want to actually stick anything to the white or it's going to be even harder to get it off. So I need to remember that when I put him down. So I still put all the foam squares on, but I'll show you what I do to make sure I don't put any adhesive on the actual white. Now if my photos were on, I would go ahead and just stick it down. And that's why I'm putting all the foam squares anyway, because once I am ready to put my photos, then I'll just remove the tape backing from the foam squares that are overlapping, and then it will stick to the photo. Again, this is probably more foam squares than you really need. Okay, that's good. So let's see, figure out where I want him to be. And I want to make sure the part that's overlapping here, I don't want any foam squares or it'll make him come up even more and it won't be even, which I'm okay because there's no foam squares right there. That will be on top of the title piece. Okay, so he's going to glue down like this. So now to make sure that I don't put any sticky over the mat, I usually take just a straight edge. So anything you have that's a straight edge, I'm just using the backing of a cardstock would work, but the backing of my foam squares. And I'm going to place it right in that corner, well, and down here where his foot is as well. So right at the edge of the photo mat. It's not easy getting under there because I'm using one with foam squares on it. Okay. Okay, so now the trick is to turn everything over without moving. So I'm going to hold this up here, hold this down here, flip it. Okay, so now that tells me only to remove the adhesive backing that doesn't have a sheet covering it. So I'm not going to remove this one or this one because it is partially covered. Okay, so I've moved all the tape back in there. Take these away now. So now these squares here and this one down here will have to be, the tape backing will have to be removed once I put down my photo. Now it doesn't have to be. I do like to remove it though, just so it's secure. But okay, this is ready to stick down now and I don't have to worry about it covering the mat. And I'm going to place him about 1/8 of an inch away from the edge of the decorative cardstock. On the bottom and the left edges is what I'm looking at. And I'm looking at these lines in his pants and the pumpkin. On the orange texture cardstock, it has lines across, and that helps me to make sure that he's straight. Okay, so if you want to make sure, oops, take a piece of paper, slide it back on under there, make sure that it will go, and then you know that you're safe. Do the same thing with the title because I forgot to check. The title's fine. Yay. Okay. So the left side of our layout is complete. I'll give you a closer look here. Show some of the dimension. Okay, so I'm going to set him aside and I'm going to work on this page, sticking her down. There's little tiny holes in her, so I'm not putting the tape there because I don't want to chance the sticky showing through. And the holes, the little lines, the little cut lines are just to add just a little bit of detail. Okay, that is probably more than I need. Let's do one more right here. Okay, let's see. I am going to cut one of these. And I've learned to cut, when you cut one of the stickies, cut it on the backing so that you're not getting the ooey stickiness on your scissors. Okay, that's good. Okay, so again, I want to make sure not to remove any tape backing that overlaps the photo mat. And I'm looking at the purple, the dark purple cardstock because that has lines and a texture as well to help keep it straight. Okay, so I'm going to slide this under here, just up to the edge of the black photo mat. So here. Okay, so I need to flip it. This is the hard part. Not too bad. Okay. Okay, I'm going to keep her about 1/8 of an inch from the edge of the decorative cardstock. So I'm looking at the point here on her cape and the bottom of her shoe. Done. Trying to fit it all in the frame. Almost. Okay, there we go. Ta-da! Your page is complete. Okay, I hope that you liked this video. I hope you've enjoyed watching. If you feel free to check out the description below if you'd like to pick up a kit. I put the link below to my Etsy shop where you can pick up one of these kits. Feel free to go back and watch this video while putting your kit together. I hope that's helpful to you. If you like this video, please click the like button. If you'd like to see more videos from me, please click the subscribe button. And I encourage you to click that bell for notifications, and it will alert you as to when I post new videos. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.